Hi, welcome to Take 5, where we daily consider devotional thoughts from Oswald Chambers' book, My Utmost for His Highest. Today is April 16th, and the title of today's devotional is, Can You Come Down from That Mountain? While You Have the Light, Believe in the Light, John 12 and verse 36. Today, Dr. Chambers begins with saying, we all have moments when we feel better than ever before, and we say, I feel fit for anything. If only I could always be like this. Likely we have been in those church services that were highly charged with emotion. We could feel the Spirit of God moving in our midst. It was a glorious experience that we wish could continue forever. This was the type response given by Peter on the Mount of Transfiguration while in the presence of Jesus when Christ was visited by Moses and Elijah, Matthew chapter 17. Peter said that it would be good to stay there and build 3 tabernacles in which for them to stay. He was all about keeping that mountaintop experience they were sharing right then. This, however, as Chambers shares, is not meant to be. He does say, however, those moments are moments of insight which we have to live up to even when we don't feel like it. Many of us are no good for the everyday world when we are not on the mountaintop, yet we must bring our everyday life up to the standard revealed to us on the mountaintop when we were there. The Christian life is realistically not one that is going to be lived on a mountaintop high all the time. We don't get that privilege yet outside of heaven. There are some so-called Christians, however, that it's only in such emotionally charged atmospheres that they know how to be spiritual. Outside of the noise and hype, they don't know how to experience and walk in God. It is this person whom Chambers here addresses. He says, never allow a feeling that was awakened in you on the mountaintop to evaporate. That knowledge of the presence of God is constantly with us, for His Spirit dwells in us. We are always in His presence. It doesn't require some high-pitched worship service to experience God. Chambers says for us to never to place yourself on the shelf by thinking how great to be in such a wonderful state of mind. Sometimes it requires that we push ourselves spiritually to get active for Him. We may not be in the same location as we were or with the same people, but God doesn't change. Dr. Chambers says that we need to pick yourself up by the back of the neck and shake off your fleshly laziness. Laziness can always be seen in our cravings for mountaintop experience. All we talk about is our planning for the next time of our being on the mountain. Obviously, he's blaming much of our spiritual apathy on laziness. It was easier at an earlier time or in just the right setting to be enthusiastic for serving God, but not so much now. Interestingly, Chambers says we must learn to carry with us the vision of how we saw to live for God. We must learn to live in the ordinary gray day according to what we saw on the mountain. It's not always easy fitting into a new setting for serving God. It may take a couple of tries before finding the right church home. OC encourages us to not give up because you have been blocked or confused once. Go after it again. Burn your bridges behind you and stand committed to God by an act of your own will. Never change your decisions, but be sure to make your decisions in the light of what you saw and learned on the mountain. There's a large group of people who simply fall away from church when it ceases to be what they think it should be or doesn't feel the same. They get lazy. Days were easier when they weren't a Christian. Never go back to your old way of life. Burn that bridge behind you. Stand committed on who you have learned Christ is and what it is to be walking in Him. Continue growing in Him. Stay after it all the days of your life. If you haven't yet read today's devotional from Dr. Chambers' book, I encourage you to do so, for it will enhance the time that we spend together. It's available free online. Please share any comments or questions that you might have about today's study, and please be sure to share prayer requests as well. And now may God's grace and peace be ours as we seek to live our utmost for His highest. Thanks for being here today. God bless you. We'll see you tomorrow. Have a great day. Bye now.